Remember the past, plan for the future, but live for today, because yesterday is gone and tomorrow may never come. That's a quote I try to keep in mind as I was trying to fit my life into just 3 items to represent my past, present, and future. The 3 items that I was able to come up with was a sonic drive-in tray, my Air Force uniform, and a picture of my grandson, Kason. The sonic tray represents change in my life in the past, both in location and lifestyle. Up to when I was 12 years old, I was born and grew up in Southern California, where I was a 10-12 minute walk from the beach. It was just one crowded city to the next crowded city, where it was a hard time knowing you left from one to the next if you didn't see the welcome to signs. From staying up late in the evening, playing ball and riding bikes with my friends, to April of 79, my parents coming back from Calhoun, Georgia, to let us know that they bought a sonic drive-in and bought a house and were moving at the end of the summer. So that changed my location. I mean, out here, the nearest mall at the time was an hour and a half away. Didn't have many friends. And going from one town to the next for me was quite a surprise, because instead of just nothing but malls and eateries and condos, it was rolling hills and grass and cows and barns. I was just totally amazed by it and didn't know what to do. It also brought me out of my comfort zone, because at 12 years old, all I'm worried about is just playing and out there at the beach and my friends. It brought me out here, and of course, since my dad had a brand new restaurant, it means the family works. So at 12 years old, I was put to work car hopping. And the car hop brings the food out from the inside to the customers on the outside. So I had to learn patience in dealing with the customers, because we're the ones that hear about it when the customers are upset or angry. So I learned a great deal of patience and a great deal about dealing with different types of people. And that helped to lead me into my next phase in life, which is also part of my present, which is the United States Air Force, which represents a way that I would like to live my life. My uniform being right here. One of the main ways is how the Air Force represents what they consider their core values: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Out of those 3, the one that I find most relatable and really important is the integrity first. That represents doing the right thing even when no one is watching. Yeah, sometimes you can get away, whether in life or in the Air Force, you can get away with doing something wrong, doing something, taking the shortcuts. But it's that integrity inside that gets you to do the right thing every time. I'm not always able to do it, but I try and live up to it. The excellence in all we do, the service before self, just represents as a supervisor or as an airman, putting the needs of others before mine, whether it's the military as a whole or what needs to happen within my unit, whether it's home station or whether I'm deployed in a war zone. The excellence in all we do is something that we try and strive for at work. And that's never being content with as good as you are, always trying to strive to be better. The Air Force has also taught me a good sense of family. The Air Force family as a whole is something that, unless you're part of the military, I don't think you'll ever experience it outside the military. It is a close-knit family. Everybody has their back. You really bond with these people when you deploy with them into a war zone where you have people firing at you. And I try and take that back into my family, my home life, to where I have my kids' backs, my wife backs. I try and keep up with them. I try and protect them, and just instill the closeness that we have. And it's that sense of family that brings me into my future, what I'm looking forward to. And that is the next generation in my personal family, the 3rd generation, my grandson Kason, who is just a little over 2 months old at this time. The picture symbolizes the hope for the future, both within my family and just in the bigger sense, of the world. Chance for a new land generation to be out there. Chance for me to help raise it. It's a chance to correct any mistakes that I made with my kids, which I'm quite sure there was quite a few. The joy of just holding another baby that I know that belongs in my family and just snuggling up to him is a greater pleasure than I ever thought it would be. And in a selfish reason, just seeing my lineage being able to continue is a nice thing. We can trace it all the way back to two people that were on the Mayflower, and so it's just nice to see that that family line is still going to be able to continue. And then watching my children go through all the pains and the joys of raising their own kids, and hoping that they'll turn to me or my wife for advice, since we've been there, and hopefully that they'll listen. Those are the significance of the three things that are in my. Those are the three things that are in my bag. The reason I put them all in a Sonic bag is because Sonic represents a thread in my life for the last 36 years. Sonic driving is what brought me to Calhoun, Georgia. If it wasn't for me coming to Calhoun, Georgia, I wouldn't have met my wife. I wouldn't have had the kids that I have. I may not have joined the military. Who knows? I mean, I'm pretty sure my life would be totally different. Whether that's good or bad, I would have no idea. My kids had their first job there. I still go back there from time to time to work when I need the cash. So that's how come I chose the Sonic bag. So wrapping it all up, it's really hard to find three things that represent your life. I was able to do these three. What's yours three? Thank you.